Of course, this building and this barn was donated to our Ag Heritage Group, let's see, about 13 years ago. Oh, before that, even that, about 20 years ago. And then in 2003, we built the pavilion because we had the Smithsonian here. And we were looking to put a tent up, and it almost cost us as much to put a tent up as a building. So we have a building here, which we do a lot of different events for the county and so forth. So good to have you here. Ellen, will you introduce the governor for us?
Thank you very much. Hi, welcome. I'm Ellen Nowak. I chair the Wisconsin Public Service Commission. We regulate about 1,100 utilities in the state, but we also run the state's statewide energy efficiency and renewable program focus on energy. And for the past several years with Focus, we've been funding biodigesters. And in fact, a few years ago, we even allocated more money to biodigesters because we know that that's a strength of Wisconsin. I often get asked about why don't we do more wind and solar, which is all good, but we're not ever going to be Hawaii, right? We have a lot of cows here. We don't have the climate of Hawaii. So we really need to focus on what we can do here in Wisconsin. And one of those things is biodigesters. But over the last few years, we've also found out that running the small ones or even some of the larger ones has gotten to be a little tougher to be more economical, mostly because of reasons of we had low electricity demand and falling natural gas prices. So that makes it really hard to compete. But that's where, what the governor's going to talk about, that's where his leadership stepped in and told us to start to partner, and that's why I'm here with my colleagues from the Department of Natural Resource, Secretary Kathy Stepp, and Jeff Lyon from the Department, DADCAP. Yes, he's here. And so he's pushing us to work together and be innovative and come up with solutions that have more than just an energy solution to them. So it's that kind of leadership, I think, that's, it's kind of appropriate. Maybe we're here in an agricultural setting because as all organizations, whether it's public or private, we tend to work in silos, right? So the governor has encouraged us to break down those silos and work together across agencies to come up with a solution that really has multiple benefits. So we thank you for that. And with that, I introduce to you our Governor, Scott Walker.
Thank you, Ellen, not just for the introduction, but thanks to you, to your fellow commissioners, to the commission staff for doing really an exceptional job working on this issue and many others, but particularly on this here today. And thank you for hosting us here. This is great. This is great. In fact, my mom would get a kick out of some of this stuff. My mother was born and raised on a farm just over the state line between Rockford and Belvedere, Illinois. And my kids, it took many years for them to actually believe this, but she was raised on a farm that didn't have indoor plumbing until she went off to junior high school. And so I heard it enough times I realized their grandmother wasn't pulling their leg, but it really is the case. And so for our family, my dad ended up being a pastor, but obviously a lot of my relatives, the Fitches and the Browns, were all our farmers. And so I appreciate being in a place that celebrates the heritage, not only here in Kewaunee County, but across the state, and really in this country, because part of what made this country great are the innovations in farming and technology, and this is part of what our announcement is here today. I'm pleased as well, Ellen mentioned, but to have our leaders in two other state agencies who are working together with this. Kathy Stepp, our Secretary of the Department of Natural Resources, who's she's one step removed from having her blaze orange on tomorrow, so she's gearing up. She goes from peach to blaze to pink. Oh, the pink, that's right, you can do pink now this year. And then Jeff Lyon, the Department of Ag, Trade, and Consumer Protection, does a phenomenal job, and obviously being great promoters of our agricultural industries, our diverse agriculture economy in this state, that is not only one of our largest along with manufacturing in the state, but one of the largest in the country. And so, more than anything though, referencing my mom and a lot of families like hers here, farming isn't just an important part of our economy, it's a way of life for a lot of our farm families. And so when we try to look at the challenges we face in the state and when it comes to farming, we want to make sure we address those in the ways that are mindful of our farm families and the impact that changes or actions that we take have on all of them. And so we're pleased to be here today. And Bill and Tyler, thank you for being here as well, having our friends from the state legislature who talked a lot about this issue. I know we've had previous I've had listening sessions here in Kewaunee and in Door County. We've had county board leadership, as they are with us here today, with us at those sessions. We've had folks from local forums, we've had community groups, we've had local officials and others talk about all sorts of things in our listening sessions. But you can imagine one of the big issues is talking about the uniqueness, particularly of this area, in Kewaunee and into Door County and northeastern Wisconsin, with the karst features here, with the fractured bedrock and all that means in terms of groundwater, and very unique, unlike just about any other place, not only across the state, but in many ways unique to different parts of the country. And so we understand, not just through those listening sessions, but through constituent contacts, talking to lawmakers. I know Joe in particular, we've had a lot of deep and detailed talks about this along the way. And we're mindful of that. We started with a work group, which included even some of our federal counterparts, experts from the University of Wisconsin, obviously local groups and local leaders here last summer. And we've had a series of recommendations that have come out of that. But one of them here, and this is, just to be clear, this is not the solution, this is one of a series of solutions. And I think it's an important one to create that balance, because we all want clean water. We want clean air, clean water, and there's, in my mind, and growing up in a small town, there's no greater stewards of our natural resources than people who farm, because you live off the land. And you need that. And so we understand that. We want to create that balance. And I think with this renewed focus, particularly here in this region, to have not just the biodigester, but to have the will and spoke approach of allowing multiple farming entities to be involved with that. Not just for one size, but to have a wide variety who can be a part of that, helps create that balance. It's one more tool to help us ensure clean water within this region, to address some of the issues in terms of agricultural runoff and the uniqueness of this karst features that we see in this area. At the same time, providing some relief and assistance for those in farming. It's one of those where when we look at these challenges, it's not just one size, it's not just big, it's not just small, or in between. It's providing as much relief and assistance overall. And so what we're specifically announcing today, and we started working with each of these agencies, but specifically about a month ago, the Public Service Commission started looking at funding in the areas that Ellen just talked about, focus on energy, looking at conservation and sustainable energy supplies, and saying how much could we direct toward a biodigester here in this region. Then in partnership, the Department of Natural Resources obviously has a role in terms of allowing that to go forward. Department of Ag, Trade, and Consumer Protection being about how do we partner, making sure that all those in the farming community in this region know and can be, at least have the opportunity to be a part of this digester. And so what we specifically done is built off of that action in October. But just this week, formally sent a letter to these agencies to coordinate together. They will, throughout the month of December, be coordinating their resources and putting together a request for proposals that will be made public beginning of January for a biodigester here in this region, with the expressed intent of helping balance both the interest of one more way that we can move towards protecting our clean water supplies in this region. At the same time, it allows a viable way for our farms to be able to have some relief, and it's a good deal all the way around. It helps our farmers, it helps our citizens overall who want clean water, it helps those who want to look for more sustainable ways of providing energy here in the state and in this country, and it's a good mix all the way around. And I hope what people will see is not only with these three agencies working together, but with many of you here and the many different backgrounds that you represent, be it in farming, agriculture, nonprofits, local leaders here in county, municipal government, that together what we're trying to do is find unique ways to solve problems and move our region and our state going forward. So pleased to be here today. Specific we're announcing is we're moving forward on this, and the request for proposal will come out beginning of the year, early in January, and we couldn't be more pleased to announce it here today and have so many interested parties here with us as well. Thanks.